going over to see the witch doctor.
Right now.
Something's wrong with my evil eye, and I'm going to have him look into it.
Gee which, Cousin Maggie, can't I come along too? Oh, please?
Now, I've told you can't go on a broom ride till you grow up.
Ow.
And it takes 500 years for a kid witch to grow up. Toodaloo, dearie.
What's all the noise down there? Are you trying to drive me batty, so to speak?
Cousin Maggie won't take me on a broom ride till I grow up.
But it takes 500 years for a witch kid like you to grow up.
And I get impatient if I have to wait 50 years even.
Leave it to Freddy Bat. Now, let me think. Ah, I've got it. There is your answer.
Growing potion?
Supernaturally. Just one drop, and instantly you will grow up.
How can I ever thank you, Freddy Bat?
Make me an upside-down cake sometime.
Freddy Bat just said one drop. Oh, I spilled the whole bottle all over me. Wow. Look at me, look at me. Look at how I've grown up. Look at me, look at me. Ain't you glad I've shown up? I'm a big girl now, and I can do all the things a big girl does. I can do up my hair, go anywhere, and I've lost my baby fuzz. Look at me, look at me. Look, I'm so much taller. Used to be such a whole lot smaller. So don't call me Pee-wee anymore. I'm big as I can be. I'm a full-grown kid, as you can see. Look at me, look at me, look at
me. There is nothing organically wrong with your evil eye.
Well then, why can't I cast any more spells with it, witch doctor?
You have flipped your wigwam, that's why. But seriously, the cure is very simple. I merely hypnotize you. Look into my eyes and repeat after me. My evil eye is better.
My evil eye is better.
I can cast magic spells again.
I can cast magic spells again.
Your eye's all better.
It is?
Sure, go ahead and try it out.
All right. Oh, thank you, Doctor. My evil eye is as good as new.
That's the last time I let a witch make a jackass out of me.
Oh, a buzzard's nest. Oh, I can pick some buzzard's eggs. Just lovely. This will make a delicious omelette. What's that singing? Oh, it's a giant.
Look at me.
Watch out! Half-witch. You nincompoop. Don't just stand there. Get me off this tree. What have you got to say for yourself?
I'm sorry, Cousin Maggie. I spilled the growing potion on myself. It was an accident.
Accident? You are never to tamper with my potions.
But I only wanted to grow up so I could go on broom rides with you. Are you going to punish me?
I most certainly am.
Please don't spank me. I won't do it again.
Stop that crying. Do you want to drown me?
Don't hit me, Cousin Maggie. Please.
All right. Just put me down.
Now, remember, you promised.
Stop blubbering while I reduce you back to size. Don't ever let me catch you fooling with my potions again.
Oh, I'll never let you catch me again, Cousin Maggie. Honest.
Next thing you know, we'll want to be casting magic spells.
Hamish, how did it work out?
Fine. I got to go on a broom ride after all.
Wonderful. See you later.
Bye.
Hello, hello.
Hello, where are we, Celeste?
We are not in our normal location. We're not even in our normal state.
Nope, we're actually in one of the oldest cemeteries in America here. I think, right? Is it?
Yeah, we are in
Salem,
Massachusetts.
and we're enjoying this movie for you.
Yes, we are so excited. We came here on a trip. We're going to be showing you some of our adventures throughout the course of this movie. But it's also a really, really, really great movie.
We should probably tell them what it is, shouldn't we?
Yes,
What is it?
The She Beast.
With?
Barbara Steele.
Yes,
of
Barbara
course.
Steele.
This 1966 movie it's a classic. It's a Barbara Steele classic. It's about
Thank you. He's okay. Oh, hello.
we
Hello.
seem to get
Hi,
doggy
sweetie.
friends.
We do. Oh, hi, buddy. Oh, he's totally okay. We don't mind. We've got dogs ourselves. We're dog people.
Okay, so yeah.
I mean, this is great. We can leave this in here. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
this is a 1966 film.
You told them that already.
And I'm going back on.
Okay.
I'm discombobulated now.
Yes. Yes.
But it shows the 200-year-old witch Bardella, who comes back to inhabit the body of a bride.
Oh, she sure is.
Yeah, she was killed by the people of Transylvania, and that kind of fits with the theme of Salem, if killed for being a witch,
Yep.
or accused of being a witch, or having property, or, you know, a whole bunch of other stuff, having a specter.
Fighting your neighbors.
Yeah, fighting your neighbors. That's apparently one thing that can get you accused of witchcraft. Morgan should know something about that, but she really is a witch, so it works.
Yep.
That's proof that if you fight with your neighbors, you're probably a witch.
Oh, if you have a funny mole too, I guess that's another one.
Oh yeah. If you're into like tea and spells, well, spells are, you know, witchcraft.
If you did man's work on the farm, apparently you can also be considered a witch. So I should probably stop going out there and gardening.
Any folk remedies? Don't use folk remedies.
Herbs.
Yeah, don't know any herbs.
If you're a midwife and you help deliver babies and you know something goes wrong, which
Don't ever like fly naked on a broom.
yeah, apparently flying naked on a broom over your orchard and having black pigs and imps in your yard is another reason. to
That's
get
one
kicked.
I've gotten in trouble for.
Yeah.
So.
Yes. Well, I almost joined you, but you know, I was off arguing with
You
the
didn't-
neighbors.
Yeah, you didn't get caught that time.
No, I started. Yeah.
Anyway, we recognize our own, so we're here with all the witches of Salem,
Yes.
and we are excited to show you this movie. So please enjoy She Beast.
As chief exorciser in the district of Baubrash, I, Count Gustav von Helsing, have oft been beleaguered by the ignorance of the peasantry towards the world of darkness. But on July the 18th, 1765, there occurred here an event of such infamy that I deem it necessary to record it herein for future generations to peruse.
Sweet innocent heart, from whom fair sleep was stolen, sleep now in the arbors of the angels.
Took my brother.
No! It has been enough! Yea, enough!
Do you know where she is, child?
Yes.
Will you tell me? Tell me, please.
Yes, child, tell us.
If I tell you, will you kill her?
Yes, I'll kill her. Where is she?
She's in the cave above the lake.
Go now and find her! Destroy the witch! Destroy Vardella!
Wait. We must wait for the Count.
We wait for nothing more. The Count will just consult his books and tell us this is not yet time. And while he leaves, another child will die.
He said that Bardella must be exorcised. If we kill her, we'll have her forever in our midst.
Sister of Satan, come forth and meet thy avenging God. Carry away this abomination to the lake, to the jar. Thou who will die, come to the Lord.
On this day, be ye with your descendants cursed until eternity. Think not that ye are rid of me, for I, Vardella, will return. Vardella will return.
The spike! Strike home the spike! Let her die!
Where the hell are we?
The Sofia-Bucharest Autobahn, it appears.
Well, wake me when the traffic thins out.
Oh, Philip, that's not fair.
Well, let's have a look. Uh-huh. Yes, you're right. It is the Sofia-Bucharest Autobahn. Opening scheduled in 18 months.
That'll teach you to underestimate your wife.
Oh, I'd never do that, darling. Yes. Oh, there's another place about 5 miles further on.
Are there any hotels there?
Valbrad. I don't know. There aren't any listed.
Well, let's have a look and scout around.
I don't think that will be necessary. A lawman cometh. Excuse me. Do you speak English?
No, I speak English.
Splendid. I was wondering if you could help us. I believe we know a place called Valbrash.
Valbrash, yes.
Oh, could you tell us of an inn there or a hotel?
Many first-class hotels in Valbrash. All welcome Americans.
We're English.
Oh.
Now, about this hotel...
No real prejudice in Valbrash. A city of the people, by the people, and for the people.
Fine. Now, if you could just tell us the names of a couple of hotels.
Hotel Moskva, best hotel. It's got an inside-outside bathroom.
Oh, really? But are there any other hotels?
Hotel Moskva is the only hotel.
But you said just now there were a lot of hotels.
All the other hotels are closed except for invited guests.
Eh?
That's right. This year's the annual Waiters Training People's Committee program. Hotel Moskva is the only hotel open. You go Hotel Moskva. Good hotel. You go there. Good night.
Good night.
Hello. Hello. We are here on our tour of Salem witches.
Yes, we are. Can you tell them where we're at today?
Yeah, where are we at?
We are at Salem Witch Trial Victim Memorial in downtown Salem, Massachusetts today. This was created in 1992 as a dedication to the victims of the Salem Witch Trial.
Yes.
This is actually for the 20 of them that were hung on July 19th, 1692.
Well, 19 hung in one press.
Yes.
But we'll get to that more later. And also, this was done as like the 300th anniversary of the Salem Witch Trial, so they made this memorial for those people that died. Although there were more people that died, so
there was about 200 of them, I think, is what they...
Yeah, there were
200
accused, and they were not just from Salem. Although Salem is the most central location, Salem is identifiable, and it's one you can easily walk. So Salem was the one that stands out.
And this was the hub of it all. You had people from Gloucestershire, Ipswich, Topsoil, Danvers.
Yeah.
So all up in the county here, I guess.
Yeah,
what it would be.
Spread all around, but a lot of it focused and ended up in Salem itself.
Yep.
And I was going to say some people were accused and actually passed away while they were waiting for trial.
There were at least two children, an infant and a child that did die in jail with their parents. One was born in jail, if I remember right. I would have to look and see if they survived, and I believe that they were passed in the jail as well. So I'll have to check the statistics again and the numbers. Little sleep. A lot of things to see.
But yeah, this is a really cool memorial, so we wanted to take a moment here.
14 women and 6 men here.
Yeah, and enjoy this space.
So, here we go.
This place is beginning to make me feel like a fugitive from the lost weekend.
Me too. I already see red stars before my eyes.
Anyway, let's get on down to what's it.
Oh, yes. What a strange place. It's all so full of weirdies and werewolves.
Terrible line, darling. Great alliteration, but terrible line. Well, what do you think?
More or less the same as you.
It'll be another 40 miles from the next town. It'll be getting dark pretty soon. Oh, hello. Here comes the big boss.
Completes the picture, wouldn't you say?
Hello to you.
Welcome, welcome. You're just in time for tea.
Did he say tea?
Yes.
Tea and bread. You be stay the night?
I'm afraid we be.
You stay the night.
I say, you do speak good English.
No English, just room, food, and tea. You stay the night, but you must be married for to stay the night. If you not be married, you go away, you cannot stay.
Well, he's kind to strangers anyway.
Yes.
I take it you're the manager.
I be the owner. In the name of the state, I be the owner. Now take the baggages up to the room, and you find a nice table over there for when I bring the tea.
Sounds like the best arrangement. Coming, darling?
Only for the night. Do you know the Draculas by any chance?
Huh?
Oh, nothing. Just another old family around these parts.
Sounds familiar. No, I don't. I have to take the baggages in.
My, I don't take to this place.
What, you mean the innkeeper?
Him too, but what about that one over there?
I pretend you don't notice.
Oh, I can't. It's too late. He has a look in his eye that he wants to talk to somebody.
The baggages are in the room. Hey, this is really good English tea. Enjoy yourself.
Well,
Tea bags are bad enough.
they sure are. What did I tell you?
Excuse me, but I believe you've dropped your garlic.
My what?
Garlic, did you say?
Indeed, yes. May I sit down?
Naturally. We've been expecting you.
I'd like to explain the reason for the garlic cloves. You seem puzzled by them.
Excuse me, what are you exactly? A guide or something?
Certainly not. I'm an aristocrat, a count.
I always had the idea that was hardly classed as a profession under your country's present regime.
The von Helsing family has never dabbled in trade.
Von Helsing, did you say? Where have I heard that name? Do you know the Draculas?
Know the Draculas? My family exorcised them, drove them from this earth, staked their evil tyranny in their very heart.
Von Helsing, that's where I know the name from, of course.
Count von Helsing, if you please.
But surely there are no wicked fairies for you to exorcise nowadays. I mean, what do you do for a living?
Oh, I manage. By the way, the heat is much here in Transylvania. You would perhaps,
Oh, yes, of course. Where is that comrade who runs this place?
Groper! A bottle of Slivovitz for my friends. As we were saying, there are no vampires left in Transylvania. My family saw to that. But you must remember that Transylvania was once the seat of a great satanic religion for many thousands of years. So, one cannot be too careful, even now.
You mean you stay around so that there won't be any new outbreak of sorcery, is that it?
Here you are, your ex-lordship.
Yes, exactly. The natives wear these things, these garlic cloves, to protect them. Ridiculous, of course. Still, one cannot possibly be too careful, even now. It takes more than that to discourage the depredations of a strong-willed witch.
Don't tell me you still believe in witches.
Well, now, one can never be absolutely sure. After all, the hand of Satan reached down through many, many centuries. Why should it find its end at the height of this one?
Oh, that's a theory anyway.
Let me tell you a story. Oh, don't be alarmed. I'll make it brief.
Oh, do, tell on.
About 200 years ago, here in Balbrash, there was a wicked witch called Vardella. Really an evil example as witches go. And the stupid peasantry who lived here tried to exorcise her themselves. Ha! The fool!
Without going through the proper channels, you mean?
Without waiting for my great-great-grandfather, the 12th Count. So, naturally, they fumbled the whole procedure, allowing Vardella to put a curse on the entire village, its inhabitants, and their descendants. If they'd only had the patience to wait upon the wisdom of the 12th Count, there would exist no danger at all.
And you mean you sit here, waiting for the effects of her curse to take place?
Phyllis, I'm feeling terribly tired.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was getting rather engrossed in this. You will excuse us, Count. We've had a very long and tiring day.
Oh, but you must hear the end of the story, if there is to be an end, and I'd like you to see the library.
The library?
Yes, the only collection of demonic lore left in the whole of Transylvania, since the government outlawed black magic, of course.
I'm terribly sorry, Count, but we're really most awfully tired.
Oh, well, perhaps you'd allow me to bring round a few samples tomorrow morning. Say round about 10?
Yes, but noon would be better, thank you.
Very well. Noon it is.
Fine. Well, we'll see you then.
Put that down!
It's paid for. It's on their bill.
What's the matter with you? Fast taps running blood or something?
I almost wish they were. All I got was a 2-minute shower and an avalanche of rust.
Long live social democracy.
It was your idea to have a honeymoon here.
Well, the scenery is very beautiful.
Including Ladislav Groper, I suppose.
Including what?
Mine host. His name's on the board outside. He runs the place.
God help him, then. He can't do much in the way of business.
Oh, I don't know. Transylvania has some pretty weird legends. A lot of people turn up here out of curiosity.
And that gives old Von Helsing a basis for a solid living, I suppose.
Right. Oh, we have a visitor.
Here his passport is in order.
Have you ever tried knocking, Groper?
No need to knock in People's Republic. No citizen has got secrets from brother citizens.
No citizen has any privacy either, it appears.
Privacy breeds conspiracy. Have a good night's sleep.
Thanks very much. I was wondering if you had another room.
You don't like this one?
No.
But Herr Ulbricht slept here on his last visit.
Thanks for telling us. That makes us feel much better.
Darling, this is the bridal suite.
Well, maybe it needs a little redecoration, but it's clean. I have a petition into the government for new wallpaper, a new roof, and...
You don't suppose a new roof will turn up tonight by any chance?
Maybe tonight, maybe 2 years. They have better things to do than to worry about tourists.
Heaven help the witches on a night like this.
Why did you tell Von Helsing we would be here all morning, when you know we're leaving at dawn?
I just didn't want some old nut messing around in our honeymoon.
Oh, it is that, is it?
You want me to prove it?
I want you to prove it.
That thing looks as though it may collapse any minute.
Let's risk it. Get dressed. We're leaving.
Oh, poor lamb. Did you do much to his face?
Not enough.
Philip.
Yes?
I don't really feel like getting dressed and leaving at this hour now.
Well, what would you prefer? Going back to bed and putting on another show for the management?
Oh, you wouldn't dare. You might assault him again. Besides, I've taken other precautions.
What precautions?
Look.
Take that stinking thing
off.
off.
No, the goblins might get me.
Well, that thing round your neck, only the goblins would want you.
Do you want me?
Well, Salem Witch Tour continues.
It does.
We are now at the site of the old jail. Yes, and because it's no longer a jail. It looks like there's office space here, there's apartments for us, but there is a really cool plaque that says that it was the site of the old jail.
Well, it was built in 1684, and then the jail, as you know, was abandoned in 1813, and then the city raised it in, what was it, 1956. I mean, yeah, the memory remains here. So listen, how many times you come down here to...
Yeah, it's an interesting place, but yeah, there is a plaque, so we do know this was the site of the old jail. And it was apparently, like, not just a jail, but there was, like, a basement cellar room where the accused people were held, and it was apparently when they were either remodeling or taking down the building, they found this little place where the accused people were being held.
Well, and they didn't just imprison these people here. They were tortured. The one, what was it, Bridget Nurse, they put her in chains. It's an old woman.
Yeah, and there was, they were originally, I think there were some people held in Beatles Tavern.
Yeah.
In the upstairs when the accusations first started, and that's over by Salem Common. Well, the original site was, but then it moved all to the jailhouse where they were kept in the basement.
Yep.
And people said that their specters continued to torment them from the jail, so apparently it's not that secure when you factor in specters.
That's what I can't figure out. I mean, they spell my name on it down there. Nobody ever saw me out walking around.
Yeah, that was a whole other story.
Through the centuries.
But yeah, it's cool to be here. It's really interesting to feel the whole energy here of the stuff that happened and what it's turned into. It's almost turned into a celebration of witches, which is a stark contrast from the way it was back then.
We're now at the old burying point.
Yeah, I gave you guys a quick view of it. But what's interesting is that Morgan was telling me that not only were the people from Salem not buried here, but we often don't know where they were buried.
They're still trying to find the bodies. So here's the deal. If you were accused of witchcraft way back in the day, regardless if you were exonerated, pardoned, excused, whatever, they said, boo, boo, we made a fuck. Oh, excuse me. I think we're going to retake that.
Yeah,
okay.
I'll just beat that up.
That's it. Yeah, we made a screw up in the court paperwork here, and while you're standing for everybody and there's you were not given a proper burial. So if you were accused of witchcraft at all in your lifetime, no, you're done. You're not going in the rest of the cemetery with us Puritans.
Right.
Stay out. We don't want you here. We don't want you feeding the soil with us.
But John Proctor, you said they might have identified that, right?
Yes, they believe they may have found his body. They have narrowed it down to a,
15-acre plot by the high school. At the time of his hanging, he owned the property that he was hung on, which is why it's also called Proctor's Ledge.
That makes sense. So yeah, we're going to talk about that more in a little bit, but we just wanted to give you a brief view of this cemetery, beautiful, beautiful cemetery, and why the victims were not buried here. So this is part of the original cemetery in Salem. It's a beautiful place. Most of the victims of the Salem witch trial I do not believe were buried here, as they couldn't be, but there's a lot of other really cool graves here, such as Mayflower pilgrims, the people who built Seven Gables house, judges, things like that.
Now what?
There's nothing missing here. I know, he must have taken the distributor cap.
Well, we'll soon get that back.
All right, where is it? Ah, here it is. Thanks a lot.
Oh, capitalist dog! Decadent thief! Imperialist swine! Wall Street warmongers!
What on earth are you doing in the middle of the road, Groper?
Oh.
Have the English couple come out yet? Hmm?
No!
Well, so much for vile Bowbrush and its lunatics.
Oh, I don't know. I thought it was rather quaint.
So was the play.
Oh, Philip, turn back. I've forgotten something.
What?
My garlic.
Now something's wrong with the blasted steering.
Don't tell me another flat. Philip!
Out of control.
You chestnut, you.
Come, stop! My wife.
Drink. I need a drink.
On the table, through there.
Today is the day I remind you that you owe me a couple of favors. You have to help me to think.
Impossible. I can't even think for myself.
I've just seen something terrible.
Your wife.
No, but just now a foreign car went right into the lake.
A Volkswagen?
No, it was an accident.
I mean an Englishman with his beautiful wife.
Beautiful. Even mine is better.
It must have been some accident.
No jokes. The police will blame me as usual.
Are they dead?
Only the woman, and the other one's very weak.
Too bad. So pretty.
Groper, I never understood your taste.
I didn't marry your wife.
Forget my wife. They're outside in the truck. If we fix up the man, maybe he'll say the accident wasn't my fault.
Why should I help him? He cut up my face for the window.
Because you have to help me.
All right. I want to see him again anyway.
Let's take them inside. The police may come along.
You're going to get me in trouble.
Why would I do that? Can I help it if the police have been looking for a dirty old man who spies on old ladies?
No. Even unconscious, he looks arrogant.
Don't. He might wake up.
You take care of the lady.
Some lady. Keep them here until I get witnesses to say I was skiing in the Carpathians.
But what if they find them here?
Say I'd gone for the police. And don't touch him, at least until I'm safe. By the way, why did he beat you up? Were you peeking in his bedroom window or something? Hey, Groper?
Because he caught his wife making eyes at me.
watch it. Remember, neither of us can afford to upset the commissar. He has an ulcer, which is a lot less painful than what we'll get if we muff this.
We?
Where am I? Veronica. What have you done with Veronica? What have you done with my wife?
Look! I don't know.
She was with me in the car. Where is she?
I don't know. I swear it. It's true. He brought that out, the truck driver.
What do you mean? My wife was with me in the car. She was right there beside me. Now, what have you done with my wife? What have you done with Veronica?
Nothing. I swear it is true. I don't know.
What the devil is happening? I've never heard so much...
Von Helsing, you've got to help us. We had an accident and Veronica was thrown...
Is she alive? Did you find her in the car? You?
No. The truck driver brought them in. It happened in the old road by the lake. Their car went in. Oh, she's dead, all right.
The lake of Bardella. And this was in the car?
Yes. Do you know her?
But about Veronica!
Yes, indeed. I'm afraid I do know her. Your wife was in the car with you when the crash took place?
You're right there beside me.
You haven't sent for the police yet?
No. The truck driver went to get them. He told me it was a better idea than me using the phone. He could explain the details, he said.
Ah, that's the last we'll see of him. He could be arrested for being in an accident.
He's an honest man, Fritz. He's a friend of mine.
That is no criterion of his integrity. But as I say, it's a good thing that the police know nothing at all at this stage.
What do you mean the police don't know? She may still be in the car. She could be alive somewhere. But what's this?
Quiet. Be still. Everything possible will be done to find your wife. Do as I instruct you, and we may yet save her.
Save her?
Go to the room you had last night. I will join you there in a minute.
What the hell do you mean by...
It is vital to do as I say, if you are ever to see your wife again. Under no circumstances are you to tell anyone of this. Under no circumstances. And you are not to touch that woman there.
But
I have sufficient evidence concerning the way you run this rest house, not only to deprive you of your license, but to bring about your immediate arrest.
Nothing wrong goes on here. I run a clean house. I do. No couple comes here that are not married. Not ever they do.
Piffle.
Von Helsing, tell me what you know about Veronica. Now, where is she?
Tell me as much as you remember about the crash. Where exactly did it happen?
On the road below the village, on the other side. I remember a truck was coming towards us. Then the wheel started pulling me to the left and...
Toward the lake?
Yes. I couldn't control it. We went straight off the road. Then I hit the brakes, but we only went faster. Then we went straight into the lake, and I must have hit my head against the dashboard.
What is the last thing you remember?
Somehow I got out of the car. There was a man standing there.
Anything else? Anything unusual?
I think there was... Now I remember. There was a sort of wooden thing beside it, like an enormous seesaw. But I only saw it for a fraction of a second.
Uh-huh. Now, it may be difficult, but you've got to trust me completely. Don't ask me any questions now. You understand that? Come with me.
To the police?
No, not to the police.
In the country? Why are we driving in the country?
The lake is just below.
There's someone there who can help us?
Yes, many people. Generations.
But where are we now?
My home. Since the government dispossessed me of my castle. Please, trust me. Just a moment and we'll have some light. Ah, there we are. Please make yourself comfortable. These are very old and quite rare. I'm sure they'd be worth a great deal if I were of mercenary disposition. Put it on. Not quite foolproof, of course, but enough to put the old girl off for a moment, And that moment may mean just the difference between success and failure. The death of Bardella the witch. Her imprecation to her tormentors.
Take me back.
Patience, patience.
I said take me back.
Now, really, my dear young man, you must pull yourself together. I know precisely what you're going through, but if we're to have any chance
You're
at all...
mad. Take me back, I'm warning you.
Please, be patient.
I haven't time for your nonsense. Not 1 minute. Not 1 second.
Precisely.
Now!
You may strike me if you wish. I'm in the process of saving your lovely wife, whom I cherish as I would a daughter. And beyond that, my responsibility encompasses every human being in Bowerbrush. Their peril is every bit as great as hers. Now, settle yourself and listen to this. In an ecstasy of vengeful zeal, the goodly folk did impel the creature to the lake of mist, and in the hour of 6 did place her upon the seat of chastisement. And they heeded not her imprecations, nor her foul prophetic utterance, I will be back.
Hey, we're back.
So, Morgan, why are we at the seafood restaurant?
Okay, we are at this restaurant because this was the site of Bridget Bishop's house and orchard. Bridget Bishop was one of those convicted, and
yeah, I believe so. I think so.
One of the first, if I remember.
Yeah, I have to have a fact on that, but I do know that they seized her lamp and orchard.
Yep. Okay, so Bridget Bishop came over here from England. Her husband had died. She was pregnant at the time. That baby died, and so then when she landed here in Massachusetts, she ended up marrying a second time, and that husband passed away. She married for a third time, and that was Mr. Bishop. And upon his death, she was granted lifetime guarantee of the property and of the orchard accompanying it. Big piece of land here. Pretty decent size, pretty good way to make a living back in that day.
See why they would want it, and I think that a lot of brain went into it. Who was accused at times.
Oh, yeah. So she had been accused originally of witchcraft. In 1680, mind you. So this poor woman already had accusations against her. Then John Ingersoll was the neighbor's name. His his slave, Juan, had accused Bridget Bishop's specter of pinching him, tearing the horses, and stealing things from Mr. Ingersoll's barn. Then it got worse, because now we've got 10 neighbors going off at the mouth to the official said, oh, her specter came in the house. They stole spoons, money, more silverware.
It went on.
Yes, and then the neighbor across the street that she got into it with. After that happened, her chickens unfortunately got out one day, and if you have chickens, you know it is very hard to contain them. They go where they want to go. So I could only imagine in 1692 how you contained your chickens. Probably not very effectively. They went where they wanted. Yeah. So the neighbor claimed that after her chickens got into his garden and destroyed them outside the tavern, he then saw black hogs and black imps in her yard and everything else. Now she was flying naked over her orchard in the middle of the night on a broom.
Okay then.
Yes. Good. And then the neighbors kept complaining so much that they finally did something about it.
Which was accused of witchcraft.
Accused of witchcraft. Yep, bingo. Got it. Now we're getting the land. Yep, away you go. Bye.
And also, Morgan, you know what else is exciting about this location?
Yes.
After it was her house and orchard, it was later turned into a lecture hall.
Oh!
And it was a really cool lecture hall because not only did it host people such as Ralph Waldo Emerson, Henry David Thoreau, Frederick Douglass spoke here. And after that, there was the first public demonstration of the telephone here. Alexander Graham Bell. Yeah, the telephone. Cool. So this is actually a really cool spot, not just for the tragedy of this woman being accused of witchcraft and losing her house and land, but also for what happened afterwards.
And you would never know that this at one point in time when you butchered in a farm.
It is now completely developed and it's a seafood restaurant.
It is.
I might join you.
Give him a shot.
Though her tormentors rest in terror. In such cases, it has been the experience of your author that the powers of evil shall make manifestation of themselves, using for a fusing agent the person and spirit of an innocent. The hour of reincarnation is thus prefaced by the appearance of the emissary of Satan in form as one dead. The undoubted and terrible savagery of the final waking hour can be avoided by a sole expedient, forestallment of resurrection, hard followed upon by exorcism, such as we nextly will exemplify. Withhold. Then, when the dreadful hour has closed upon its circle of circling time, hold back no more, but strike! Philip? creature from the very depths of evil, return to hideous mortality. Return, thou creature from the very depths of evil, return to hideous mortality.
Groper, I'm sorry to disturb you at this hour.
It's a very welcome disturbance indeed.
I was passing the inn on my way home when I heard something.
Which proves you are not deaf.
Please don't make fun of me. It was horrible. Like a laugh, only horrible. I was scared.
So you thought you'd look up your Uncle Ladislav for a little comfort, eh?
I was scared. I'm sorry. I'll go.
Oh, no, stay right here. Come in, sit down. I'll get you a drink. Oops. Now.
No!
Hey, you! Come back here!
Telephone, police!
Oh, my God. I killed him. I killed him dead.
Well, what are we doing here?
Who could have been run over by a bus?
That's ridiculous.
Of course.
The damn fool hit me with a bottle.
Why?
I asked to use his telephone.
Oh, yeah. Philip, she's escaped.
What are you talking
Vardella, quickly. There isn't any time to lose. We must get to the car.
Wait a minute. Are we going to the police?
What? Yes, of course. Bardella has returned. Unfortunately, she has chosen your wife's spirit to possess.
I see.
Today is the 200th anniversary of her death. She swore vengeance on this village before she died. The descendants of all who were party to it are already marked as her victims.
Can't the police put a stop to it?
No. The only way the police could stop her would be by shooting her down. And the only way we can reunite you with your wife is to keep Vardella alive until we're able to achieve complete exorcism. I know you don't believe me, but I only fear we may soon be seeing proof of everything I've told you.
Oh, of course I believe you. Stop the car! Now tell me again. Everything.
Where are we, Celeste? We are here at the Howard Street Cemetery, which was not a cemetery at the time. It was actually built later, but why we're here is not only is it a full cemetery, it was also the scene of Giles Corey's death.
This is where he was pressed to death?
Yes.
The man that was pressed to death.
The man that was pressed to death, the one person that was not hanged, he was the only person in American history that has received this kind of punishment.
That's like medieval Inquisition.
Yes.
Right.
So he refused to say anything. He stayed mute, and because of that, the punishment for that was being pressed to death. So they took him, put a board under him, a board over him, and slowly piled more and more stones on him until over the course of several days.
Now, what I do know, so back in colonial England here, if you didn't confess to a crime that you were accused of generally, or you said nothing, guess what? You forfeited all your possessions, all your worldly possessions, your land, your barn, your horses, everything, and your family got nothing.
Yeah.
So I've heard rumored that is why Giles Corey said nothing.
Yeah, he was 80 years old by the time he died. He had actually, his wife would be hanged.
Oh, he
3 days
snitched on his
later.
wife.
Yeah, he did, and I think then he recanted it.
He didn't try.
But yeah, 3 days later she also was set to be hanged. But this is where they piled more and more weight on him. It got to the point where his eyeballs and his tongue were coming out of his face, and the sheriff would walk by and just choke his tongue back in with his walking stick. And he's famous for his last words, which were more weight. So we don't know if he wanted to just end things quickly or if he was in an act of defiance. Yeah. But either way, pretty cool that this guy stood up and would not confess, would not admit to anything. And it also led to the Giles Corey curse. So the curse, if you haven't heard of it.
No, I have not heard of this curse.
So this curse was that he said, I curse you, to the sheriff, and the town of Salem. And after that, every single sheriff in this town for 300 years died of either a heart attack or a blood ailment. So he cursed them. The sheriff that died of a heart attack, Corwin, and also...
Yes, he did.
Yeah. And they said until they moved the headquarters from Salem in 1991, every single sheriff was considered part of this curse.
Yep.
For 300 years. And in addition to that, the curse was blamed for the 1914 fire that destroyed much of Salem. So it's called the Great Fire. So there, he put this curse on Salem, and whether he was a witch or not, it seems to have had an impact on whoever held that office in the town.
And speaking of curses, too, I can't remember if it was Susanna Martin or if it was Martha Carrier. When she was one of the 20 that were hanged on July 19th, and she told the reverend that was overseeing it, Reverend Nichols, she said, what did she say to him? If you take my life, may God give you blood to drink. She died of an aneurysm, brain aneurysm. Brain aneurysm causes you choke on your blood.
Yeah, that's pretty scary. So yeah, I actually believe in the Giles Corey curse.
Yeah, I kind of know.
There's pretty good evidence.
Yeah.
And this is actually a beautiful cemetery as well. So
this is like down right here.
And it's not the one, if you look for cemeteries in Salem, it'll take you to the old burial point.
Yeah.
This one's a little harder to find. It's out of the way, but very nice.
Boris is first. Boris is first. I don't know. The other one's been in for a week. It's been here a while. It's been here a while. In good shape. The last time.
Good evening. Still fishing tonight? Put your money down. Right. You also.
I know.
Gentlemen, have you all placed your bets? Right, let's start the fight.
Here we go. There it's happening.
Now.
The priest was the first of how many of the old descendants?
28 adults. I haven't checked the children for over 2 years, but there are many, many.
Well, I'll take the streets on this side of the square.
Good. If you see her, call me. Hurry.
Let me get it around.
What are we going to do about that kid? Won't you tell his parents what happened?
I don't think so. He'll be too frightened they'll find out where he's been at this time of night.
Suppose so. What are we going to do about that?
The shot I gave her ought to keep her under for a while. Quadruple dose.
And when she wakes up, then what?
Don't worry about that. I know just the place for her.
You're positive this won't kill her?
No. She's used to the cold.
Where is that cracked idiot?
Dead, I suppose.
You suppose?
Yes, he was one of those marked for her vengeance.
Yesterday, I would have laughed outright at that statement. But now...
I know. Well, let's go to my cave and pick up the chains and other things we'll need in the morning.
But isn't today the anniversary?
Yes, at 6 this evening. We have just got time to do the final preparations, if all goes smoothly.
I see. Well, at least the old crone can't get to the others now.
Assuming she hasn't already.
What, another one?
The night patrol found it in the chapel. It's the innkeeper.
Is he able to talk?
No, he's already dead.
Then he's obstructing justice. Well, and what's troubling you? For running over a chicken, you won't get more than 2 years.
The hag.
What hag? What do you know?
Calm yourself, Philip. There's nothing we can do at this moment.
Nothing we can do? My wife is where? In some kind of non-world. Or where is she?
It's best we don't go into that. Now look here. These are the chains with which Vardella was bound. This is the thorned cross.
Oh, shut up. I can't stand it anymore. I can't stand waiting in this place. Don't you understand?
Yes, of course I do. Very well, we'll take these back to the inn and sit watch by Bardella until her time is near.
You make it sound as though she's about to give birth.
Indeed, she is. To Veronica.
sure thing. Get in there.
Well, where is she? On that table. I put her there myself. The door was locked. Search everywhere.
I suppose you have a satisfactory explanation for your involvement in this.
Groper found her body in the lake. I helped to carry them here.
Why?
Because he asked me to.
Why didn't you bring it to the police station? Huh?
Groper said that he would report it.
Did this woman talk?
But she was dead.
Then if she was dead, how is it that she attacked dear Groper?
I don't know. Do you think she's the witch of the lake?
That is a superstitious and subversive remark, my friend. I shall make a note of it.
Here.
Revolting. And dead. Take her to the car. Why did you kill her?
But I didn't kill her.
Out of the way. Outside, you. Get that filthy thing autopsied and buried as quickly as possible. And as for you, my man, it's handcuffs for you from now on.
What do you think they wanted?
I don't know yet. Gone. They've taken her. They'll kill her.
But won't they assume she's already dead?
She's a found body. They'll perform an autopsy, and that will kill her. We're ruined by work.
Damn your work. Now, where will they take her?
To the clinic at the station.
Let's go, then.
You're mad. They'll throw us in jail. They'll put us in prison for 50 years.
I'm a British subject, for God's sake.
Oh.
Put the dead woman in with the other bodies in the cell block.
Yes, Comrade Lieutenant.
Inside, you.
Whew. She smells like the bottom of a swamp. Go get a stretcher.
Just a moment, sir. But I believe you have my mother there.
Impossible.
Just let me see, please. Yes, that's her, poor dear.
Into the wagon!
Somebody's stolen our car.
Up! Up, you dogs! Into that! After them! Get in! Get in!
They're after us in my car.
If we get out of this one, I'll buy you a jag.
No use, I'm finished here.
Well, haven't you got a passport?
Only valid for countries like Czechoslovakia and Bulgaria.
Well, we have Czech tourist visas. You can come with us. Now, hang on.
We finally made it to Proctor's Ledge. So, Proctor's Ledge is also known as Giles Corey. And this was the place where 19
20 people that were convicted were killed.
Several of them, July 19th, 1692. And we also have John Proctor, who is right behind me, and he was in August.
Yeah, we have several in August 19th, and the remaining ones are September 22nd, including Alice Proctor and Mary Proctor.
Yes. Now, after they were done hanging them, families didn't get the bodies back. What they did was they threw their bodies into a crevice in between some very large boulders and rocks further back up on the hill there. I'll take you back there in a moment. I'm pretty sure that I found them. If it's not this big outcropping right here, it was in between this one and the one that's back there. Yeah, this is where they hung them. And
I'm getting chills here. This is sick. Yeah. And yeah, so the one remaining person that was not hanged here, we will talk about soon.
Yeah.
Okay, so sometimes it's depicted, from what I've read, is this is the outcropping of rock that supposedly the bodies of the 19 victims here at Gallows Hill were thrown into after their execution. Which, I mean, I'm sure it's been over 300 years, so I'm sure that the landscape has changed immensely. We're out here in the rain today. I really don't care because I don't know when I'm going to get a chance. Come back here again. So this is the top of Gallows Hill. This is not, I don't think that this is the tree. It could have been. So then we go back here a little bit, and then we have this one. And this one's got a pretty good divot in it. And it's a pretty good section here, as you can see the rock here. Pretty amazing. So I'm not exactly sure where the bodies were thrown, but I know it was in between a crevice in the rock faces in this area on July 19th, 1692. Victims of the Salem witch trial.
Yes, I'm afraid so. Look at this. Fire up. What you fools left a gun in that wagon?
You did, Comrade Lieutenant. What do we do now?
Keep driving, you fools. Keep driving.
Faster? You're joking, folks.
And here. Faster! Faster! I think we've lost them.
Idiot! Peasant! Hurry up, get it started. Come on, quickly. Get it started.
again, you fool. Cretins! Imbeciles! Come on! What are you waiting for? Get in! Idiots!
After you, Lieutenant, after you. After you.
Too late. Get back to headquarters. Get hard and push. Push! Push! Harder!
Oh, wait! Oh, stop. Lieutenant, wait.
Stop waiting for me. Get in, Proctor. What's the matter? Keep farting at the tires.
No, I just remembered. We've left all the instruments of exorcism in my car. We're lost without them.
What?
You must get them back. You must stop.
Well, how can I? They'll catch us.
Not if you do as I say. Pull up over there.
Oh, this may be a trap.
Philip, you take the gun. I'm not up to this sort of thing.
I'm not exactly keen on killing in cold blood myself. But if it's to get Veronica back...
Now be very careful, men. No more heroics.
No time to lose. Quickly, we must get it to the lake.
But can we still make it?
Yes, I think so. What time is it?
5:48.
Hurry then.
the chair. I'll deal with her. Hurry!
We'll have to make one small change in the ritual.
Well, make it!
If we use the spike, you'll never see your wife alive again.
It's almost time. Make it, for God's sake.
12 seconds.
Bardella! Awake!
Where is she? Where's Veronica?
She must have come out of the chair. Come on!
You blithering fool!
Look! The light!
Good heavens. I'm soaking wet.
You know, I can't believe that we're finally in Czechoslovakia.
Well, there may be a bit of trouble getting you over the next border.
Oh, I'm sure you'll think of something.
Yes, I suppose so. Well, where would you like us to drop you off?
In England, if you wouldn't mind.
There's not much in the way of exorcism there, I'm afraid.
No, I suppose not. I do feel rather guilty about leaving Bowbrash. You see, there's no knowing what sort of devilry may turn up that I ought to be on hand to contend with.
Now, you forget Bowbrash. In fact, I'm going to work very hard to do just that.
Oh, darling, didn't you like it?
Bowbrash is the most unspeakable, inhospitable, uncomfortable place on God's earth.
Quite right. But I'll be back.
What did you say, darling?
I said, I'll be back.
Hope you have really enjoyed watching the She-Beast with us. It's one of my favorites because everybody knows I have a thing for Barbara Steele. Yes. I think she's amazing and great in everything. I wish she was still doing like convention circuits and stuff like that, because she's someone that's definitely on my list of people I'd love to meet.
Yes, I love her too. You got me into her. Like, yeah, I love Barbara Steele.
But the movie itself, it's great, and we hope you've enjoyed our tour of Salem Witchcraft as well. And we're still here, so we showed you Giles Corey. We are still here in that cemetery. We just love the backdrop of everything. This is in memory of Mrs. Mary Dell. This
wife
one
of
is
Enoch Dow.
Enoch Dow.
Yep.
So we're hanging out with Mary and Enoch here, and it's just the most beautiful tombstones. And
yeah,
there seems to be a bit of commotion.
Distractions.
But yeah, we've just had a lot of fun touring the places, all the memorials, all the tributes. It's kind of cool how the town has sort of embraced this witch history. It's something that is a really dark part of their history and made it into something celebrating witches.
Sorry, I am highly distracted. I'm watching somebody try to chase their dog down.
Yeah, it's been an amusing couple days. I had that moment with Morgan last night where to chase her around the hotel.
Yep. Yeah. I woke up in the bathtub.
Yeah.
Somehow, I don't know, I had a pillow and a sheet in there. It was pretty comfy.
We had a fun night, let's just say.
Bartender was cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
He was.
Thank you, Bo. You were awesome.
About the bartender.
Yep. Yes.
Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this trip with us.
I hope so too.
And as always, we will
hex you soon.
I was thinking, while I'm back here, while I'm up here and I'm looking around, it's the last thing that these people saw. This is the last thing they saw before they died. And they were innocent. Innocent people who hadn't done anything wrong but were victims of repeated anxiety and famine and drought and other horrible things that had happened to this community. And this is how this community took it out on them. It had to be witches. There had to be something going on. And it had to be because of these people. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. And again, as I look around here, this is the last thing that they saw. Obviously, it looks different now. Obviously, things have grown up around here. There's the topiary and the housing and whatnot, but it's chilling, and there is a vibe here. It's a very strong vibe. Hey everybody, it's Morgan here. Just wanted to give you a little bit more info on Proctor's Ledge here. So, this was by far one of the most exciting things of our Salem trip. At least for me, it was exciting, it was sad, it was cool to see. For many years, there was another area in Salem that was designated to be what they would call Gallows Hill. Now, with a lot of research and only a few remaining documents, there's not that many as to where they actually hung the 19 victims of the Salem witchcraft trials back in 1692. It was always assumed that a gallows had been built and that they were hung at the top of the hill here. But with those historical documents that they had, along with the very few eyewitness testimony that they were able to find in the archives, they were able to determine, this was 2016, I believe, that the hangings indeed did not take place where they had been thought to have taken place for hundreds of years. As a matter of fact, they took place at this little outcropping here, and it is located on Proctor Street. So this was actually property owned by one of the family members. They later bought it after the hangings. I believe it was the son of John Proctor that bought this piece of land. Now, as to why it didn't make sense that these people were put up on gallows and then hung, executions at the time were meant to be public. If the hangings had taken place where people had speculated, nobody would have been able to see them. So it made sense that they were taken actually to a tree here. They were brought in by cart, and the eyewitness testimony they had, which was by Rebecca Eames, was that she was on Boston Street that day on her way to her examination over at the infamous witch house, and she had seen some of these executions. Now, you can't see the top of the hill from Boston Street. There is also a house, too, and the residents of the house said, yeah, we saw this happen. Well, where the house is, you also couldn't see the top of the hill. Now, I guess to get a little personal here for one moment, and I'm going to step out of Morgan Parker, and this is me in real life. I am actually related. I am descendant of at least 4 of the women that were hung here on July 19th, and a couple of them that were hung in August as well. The one who I'm particularly attached to, though, is Rebecca Jackson Howe. She was the good neighbor. She was the one that you would run to if you needed something, but her neighbors wanted her land. So, I guess, you know, I've feuded with neighbors before in real life, and that speaks to me. She was older, and she ran her farm because her husband was blind. Well, that's not good for a Puritan woman to be doing such a thing. So the Purleys needed that farm. The soil there is less than 3 feet deep. So I know there's always that speculation that they threw the bodies into a crevice, which now I went all the way back. I snuck up there and I wanted to see this outcropping of rock where this supposedly happened. And yeah, you could throw some bodies in there, but you wouldn't be able to bury them, which then also backs up the theory that the families came under cover of darkness to gather the bodies and privately bury their loved ones. I found it very fascinating. You obviously can't get a cart up there if you look. It's too steep. The soil really hasn't been disturbed for the last 300 years. When they tested it, there was no traces of human remains found in the soil. Yeah, I'm in awe of this place.